What's up, digital marketing agency owners? I'm really excited to have a special guest with us today, Yesenia Nelson, my wife and business partner. And really, as we're talking about how to grow and scale your digital marketing agency, one of the key things you need to think about is attracting world-class talent, and more importantly, really retaining that talent so they stick with you and they do an amazing job for your clients. It has a ripple effect within your organization. And so I wanted to bring Yesenia on so she can kind of talk a little bit about some great strategies for rolling out the red carpet to onboard your team members, impress them, and get them excited about their new position.
Our teams are an extension of who we are. They speak and act on our behalf when we're not able to, right? Because we're busy doing everything, running the company, being the CEO. So we don't have the opportunity to be in every single phone call. So they are us. Essentially, they are our brand, and we want to make sure that we hire well with that in mind. And it serves for a great retention strategy as well, because if you hire well in the front end, it will allow you to have employees that stay long-term, more than 4 years, which is the average. How long an employee stays with a company typically is under 4 years. So we want to change that by having an amazing winning hiring strategy. And when you think about hiring an employee, a lot of times we think about once they're already on board, we're going to give them bonuses and we're going to structure team games and we're going to take them out to eat and that kind of stuff. How much we're going to spend on them when they're already there. But interestingly enough, the very large corporations such as Google, for example, is spending the majority of their money and the lifetime of an employee on the front end. During the onboarding process, the finding, the hiring, the training, all happening in that front end piece being the aspect that is where they spend most of their dollars when they bring somebody on new. So a lot of the pre-work for hiring somebody is before they even walk through the door, before they get on that first Zoom call with your team. Let's talk about some of that pre-work. So the first one would be setting up a new position with the job description. You're going to post it on Facebook if you're on social media and use some of that social clout, or you can post it on LinkedIn or you can do both. Once you have the position out there, you can also consider setting up a video ask. It's a great tool. I know Josh has set that up for us at Seven Figure Agency and Plumbing and HVAC SEO, where they click some links, they record themselves saying some critical 3 to 4 questions that we want to make sure that we get answered, but it gets their visual. And instead of waiting for that meeting that you set up with them to kind of get a feel and a pulse for how this person is, you get to see it in the comfort of like you're not even speaking with them. So you really get to indulge into, okay, how is this person going to be talking with the clients? What does their background look like if they're customer facing? If they're going to be on Zoom calls, how is their background in this scenario looking at during their resume process? So it's a great way to just knock out before you even get on a Zoom call. You know, sometimes you get on a Zoom call with a person that you're looking forward to potentially be a good match. And when you get on and you see that their Zoom is off or their background's weird or they talk, with a really strong accent and that wasn't what you were looking for. So that kind of nails it out of the gate. Like, okay, I can skip over this person, or wow, this is exactly what I was looking for. Once you get that part of the equation done, you're kind of waiting around for about a week or two to let resumes come in, because you do want to hire slow, fire fast. You want to take your time in this process. So you don't want to just, ideally, you're not in a situation where, oh my goodness, we got a fire going on and we need to hire somebody tomorrow. You have some time to work through it. So during this process, you're going to create playbooks if they don't have them already. And playbooks is what we call SOPs, or standard operating procedures. And so what are they going to be doing while they're with us? And then what KPIs are we going to hold them to? What's the ideal Kobe and disc profile if you're using those? Kind of iron that out in the front end before you even speak with them. Training schedule. You definitely want to create a training schedule. This is probably one of the key things that are missed with most people who do an onboarding process, because without a schedule, they're kind of like left to figure things out on their own, or maybe they'll sit with only one person the whole time and kind of just get stuff here and there. The training schedule allows them to have access information ahead of time, what important links, thinking through what tools they might need. Maybe they need a new laptop in the position that they have and you have to ship it over to them. You can collect the information in the front end and get their address and things like that. And once they do finally accept the position, you've gone through the whole process, you're like, this is the person. Now what, right? You're gonna send an initial welcome email. And this welcome email is not just, hey, we're so excited to have you on board, here's when you start. You're gonna have all the information that we just talked about prior, the playbooks, the KPIs, the ideal Kobe disc profile that you guys had discussed, had created beforehand, the training schedule, all of the important links, the tools, all in this email, along with what time, date, and the Zoom link for the first call of who they're gonna be meeting with. And a questionnaire as well as one thing that we added, right, that allows them to submit what their shipping address is and their t-shirt size so that we can send them a welcome box. And what's inside the welcome box isn't as important as the fact that it goes out. That you want, the second that you say yes and that person accepts the position, a welcome box goes out to their home to surprise them. And so what we put in it is basically the same thing that our members get, only some extra added stuff in there as well for fun. That first call is very critical. It's gonna be an hour long. You want it to be at least an hour. More than that, it's too long, too much information, and it's, they're gonna glaze over. It's gonna be with your direct report. And ideally, you wanna have an onboarding lead. It could be an account manager because they're kind of like in that flow mode already where they speak with the clients and they're used to welcoming people onto the group. But you want to have that person for consistency on every new hire, know their process and procedures inside and out. So you want to discuss you want to have this first call on the first date that they start. So out of the gates, everything is pre-thought out for them, and they see that in the training schedule that you created for them. And in that 1 hour call, you're gonna have 4 things that you're gonna talk about. Number 1 is gonna be a history lesson to them on who you are, the why you do what you do, where you were when you started, where you are now, your future goals on what you wanna see the company go. And the second thing is going to be the core values and missions. And that's something that we didn't put together, Josh and I. We actually had the team all sit together with us on an EOS session and create that. And so it's what every single team member holds dear to an important thing, an aspect of who they want to work with. And so we use that to hire and to fire. So they have to have and check all those boxes for our core values. And if they don't, we can use that for whatever, over the next 30, 60, 90 days of that new hire. If for whatever reason they don't show one of those criterias on the core values, that would be a reason to let them go. So talk about the mission, show them the company org chart so they can get a high level feel of what to expect in the organization, who they're going to be working with, not just above them, but sideways. Training schedule would have the dates and times of who they're going to meet with, why they're going to meet with them, the Zoom links that they're going to need, the documents, all laid out in a nice package so that they feel very welcomed and know that they've made the right decision in joining your company.
Great stuff. So there you have it. Like, make sure you do your due diligence on the front end to hire the right people, roll out the red carpet. Don't just, hey, hopefully you got the right person and plug them in, right? You spent all this time to hire them. Make sure that they get something appreciative in the mail, that you've got a great process where they feel like they can hit the ground running. Hopefully you got great insights from this video. If you did, hit the like button. Be sure to tag Yesenia, so we'll bring her on more of these videos to share some great insights like she just did. If you like more ideas and strategies on how to scale your digital marketing agency, specifically like what the org chart should look like, what the key positions are, what those psychological profiles are that you're looking for when you do hire, we've got a great workbook for you at sevenfigureagency.com/scale. Completely free. You can access that now at sevenfigureagency.com/scale. If you have any questions about the onboarding process, the welcome gift, or anything like that, post that in the comments. Otherwise, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you again on a future video.